Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for another story time today. Today's story is going to be all about nests. And maybe you've been seeing some of your own nests lately. We often associate nests with birds, especially during springtime, right? A lot of our birds are returning and they're starting to build their nests. They might be laying eggs. Soon they'll be raising their chicks in nests. So often those two kind of go hand in hand together in our mind. But a lot of other animals use nests too, and they're not always just for raising babies. If you think about what happens in the fall when the leaves come off the trees, we can often see what we call drays or squirrel nests, like a big ball of leaves and sticks up in the tree. And those nests help protect those squirrels all winter long from the cold. So nests might be a safe place for babies, but they might also be a safe shelter for adults as well. So tons of different animals in the animal kingdom use nests, and we're going to learn about some of them today in our story. And the book we're going to read today is called Whose Nest? And it says it's a lift and flat book. So what's going to happen is I'll read a description of the nest or the animal building the nest, and you can see a picture of the nest, and then you have to guess who built that nest before I reveal it by lifting the flaps. Okay? So I'll go nice and slow to give you a chance to think about who built it and then give your guess. It says this book was illustrated by Guy Troughton. Let's begin. I weave my secret nest with bark from the honeysuckle tree. This oval hideaway keeps my babies warm. At night, I nibble sweet berries, ooh, yummy, and gnaw on hazelnuts. So a nut. So what animal might live in this nest that eats berries and nuts and is awake during the night? Whose nest? I am a dormouse. I climb brambles and balance on branches. Soon I will take a long winter's nap. We have a lot of this nest in this area of the driftless region. I build my sturdy nest with strong sticks and soft mosses. This huge home sways on the branches of the tallest tree, rocking my chicks to sleep. Ooh, that's a good hint. A chick is a baby what? A bird. Who am I? Whose nest? What do you think? I am eagle. I soar and swoop above treetops and over the land. Each year, I will make my nest bigger. So there are some really, really big eagle nests out there because they build on them every year. This is an interesting nest. I form my nest with soft, sticky foam. It hangs on a log or branch. This bubbly nest lets my tadpoles grow. Ooh, that was a good hint. Soon they will hatch and splash into the water beneath. Who am I? What animal has tadpoles for babies? I am tree frog. I climb up tree trunks and perch on lofty boughs. At night, I will look for insects to eat. Ooh, this is an interesting nest. I lay hundreds of eggs on colorful coral. So where does this animal live? In the ocean. This watery nest is hidden from harm, hungry hunters, and whooshing water. Who am I? Whose nest? Now, if you've ever seen Finding Nemo, who might live in that anemone? I am clownfish. I flit and float through the sticky tentacles of an anemone. Swimming on the reef, we will stay safe. Ooh, we get a really good hint, but I'm not going to put it too close just yet. I nestle into tall grass and cushion my nest with fluffy fur and cuddly leaves. This snuggly bed blankets my babies while I munch on sweet, crisp clovers. Who am I? There's a couple good hints. One is over here. And you can even see the babies in this nest. I am Rabbit. I hop, hop, hop across soft, sun-soaked grass. If it rains, I will nuzzle in a warm, dry burrow. My yard is filled with baby bunnies right now, and they're so cute. That's a funny one. I tunnel in the deep, dark earth to make my sheltered home. This den of waxy cups is built quietly below the bustling garden. Who am I? Whose nest? Who really likes to be in our garden and among our flowers? I am Bumblebee. I buzz and bounce from flower to flower. When winter comes, I will hide from snow and cold. Did you know that bumblebees nest in things like this? That's pretty cool. I dig through dry, dusty dirt for the perfect place to lay my eggs. This hushed hole is cozy and moist. Here, my eggs will be snug until they hatch. Who am I? Whose nest? You can see the eggs, and you might have a hint over here on this page. I am Gecko. I slink and search for food beneath the stars, but when the sun shines, I will curl up to snooze. I've found one of these nests before. I tuck away my tiny nest. It is soft and made with moss and feathers. This little haven can barely be seen in a tree. Perfectly perched, it will not topple in wind or storm. Who am I? Whose nest? You get a hint if I go in real close, you might be able to see. I am Hummingbird. I swiftly sail, searching for sweet nectar to sip in the summer. I will fly away when autumn chills the air. The end. So that was our story today, all about nests. So as you can see, it's not just birds who use nests, but lots of different animals. And it's not always mud and sticks like we might see in a bird nest, but they can use tons of different materials, right? We saw sticks, feathers, moss, anemones can make a nest, foam with frogs. Underneath a rock ledge, there can be all different kinds of materials used to make a nest. So I will link to some activities and resources for you to go along with this week's story time. But first, what I want you to do is when you're out in nature this week, maybe you're on a walk, I want you to look for nests. See if you can find any. Maybe they're going to be up in the trees where the squirrels or the birds are. Maybe they're going to be on the ground or below the ground like the bumblebees. Maybe you'll find a bunny nest or a mouse nest or a turtle nest laying their eggs. This is a good time of year to look for that. So see if you can find any nests, but remember to be really respectful of those nests, right? That's where animals live and they need their space. So look with your eyes, but don't touch with your hands. The other thing in our activities for you this week will be a challenge to build your own nest. So if you think about a bird building some of those nests, they don't have hands like we do, right? So it's pretty impressive what they can build with just their mouths and maybe their feet and their wings. So I challenge you, and I'll put some instructions down below, to build your own nest this week. But remember, it doesn't have to look like a bird nest, right? It could look like one of these other animal nests. So we'll include those links below, and we will see you back here in 2 weeks for another story time with me, or next week, Kim will have another story time for you as well. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye. One of the things that you can do is try to make your own nest. And usually when we do this activity, we're thinking about bird's nests. But as you can see from our book, you could get creative with your nest.